Welcome to the Abdali Grammar School YouTube channel. Abdali English Grammar, Letter Writing, Lecture number 4. Today our lecture topic is letter writing. Firstly, we'll explain the types of letters or email. There are two types of letters: formal letters and informal letters. Let's start with explaining formal letters. The letters you write for official purposes are called formal letters. Informal or personal letters: the letter you write to the person you know, for example, to a friend or a relative for personal reasons, are known as informal or personal letters. Let's move on to the types of formal and informal letters. Here are a few types of formal and informal letters: invitation letters, congratulatory letters, letters of gratitude, consoling or condolence letters, letter of borrowing, complaint letters, apology letters, explanatory or informatory letters. First of all, we'll discuss invitation letters. First of all, we will discuss invitation letters. What are invitation letters? Invitational letters are those letters that are written to invite individuals to a specific event. The next one is congratulatory letters. What are congratulatory letters? A congratulatory letter is a letter written to congratulate a person or an organization on their outstanding achievement or successful accomplishment of a task. Letters of gratitude. What are letters of gratitude? Thank you letters are also called letters of gratitude. Consoling or condolence letters. What are consoling and condolence letters? It is an expression of sorrow. These letters you write to communicate your feelings to a person who has suffered this loss. Letters of borrowing. What are letters of borrowing? The letters which are written to borrow something from a person or individual. Complaint letters. What are complaint letters? A letter writing complaint is a method of making your group's voice heard on issues that are important to the health of your watershed. The next type of letter is apology letters. What are apology letters? An apology letter is a physical document or email that acknowledges a mistake, expresses regret, and asks for the letter's recipient's forgiveness or patience. The last one is explanatory or informatory letters. What are these letters? Explanatory letters are intended to make people understand something by describing it or giving the reasons for it. Let's move on to the letter writing rules. We have divided it into 3 main headings. Use of proper punctuation. Things to include when addressing a letter. Use of proper tense. First of all, we will explain use of proper punctuation. Some punctuations are commas, full stop, exclamation mark, question mark. So what are commas? When do we use comma? We use comma after the introductory word or phrase that comes before the main cause. Let's take an example. Examination hall, comma. We also use comma at the end of greeting. For example, dear sir, comma, your daughter, comma, yours sincerely, comma. Next, we will discuss full stop. When do we use full stop? We use full stop at the end of every sentence. Now we will explain exclamation mark. When do we use exclamation mark? We use exclamation mark to show feelings. In letter we use exclamation mark after greeting words. For example, Assalamu alaikum. Now we will discuss question mark. When do we use question mark? We use question mark while asking any question. For example, I heard about your help. How are you feeling now? Let's move on to the things to include when addressing a letter. Write "Dear" before the name of addresser. Use correct title of the addresser. Use title of addresser instead of names. For example, Dear friend, comma, Dear sir, comma, Dear mother, comma, or Dear father, comma, etc. Let's move on to the usage of appropriate tense while writing a letter. How do we use correct tense? A letter is to begin with simple present tense, and depending on the situation tenses in the sentences are to be changed accordingly. Types of tenses also depends on the types of letter we write. Use of correct tense. First of all, we will discuss about the simple present or present indefinite tense. Dear students, where do we use simple present or present indefinite tense? We use these tenses while writing introduction, background of a letter, to describe a correct event or visit, and also while concluding the body of letter. Now we will discuss about simple past or past indefinite tense. Dear students, where do you use simple past or past indefinite tense? You use these tenses if you are describing any past event in your letter. For example, previous visits. Students, now we will discuss about present perfect or present perfect continuous tense. My dear students, where do we use these tenses in a letter? We use these tenses if you are describing any event that happened in the past and continue to happen in the present. And we mostly use these tenses in the introductory part of the letter. For example, my vacations have been over. Now we will discuss simple future or future indefinite tenses. My dear students, where do we use these tenses? You use these tenses if you are inviting someone in a letter for any specific event. Let's move on to the pattern of letter to be followed while writing a letter. I am going to present you a letter as an example. When writing a letter, we follow a specific pattern to ensure our message is clear and well structured. This pattern consists of 5 essential parts: the date, salutation, body, closing, and signature. Look. First of all, at the left side of page, we write examination hall. And in the next line, at the left side of page, we will write city A. B. and C. And these words should be capital. ABC should be capital. Then in the next line, we will write the month and then date, year. Let's move on to the salutation. The salutation is how we greet the person we're writing to. In salutation, we often use the term dear, followed by the recipient's title, for example, Dear Uncle. Our next and important part is the body of the letter. The body of the letter is where we express our thoughts and convey our message. It's essential to organize your ideas into paragraphs, making it easier for the reader to understand. Start by introducing the purpose of your letter in the first paragraph. Let me read the body for you. Assalamu alaikum. I am fine and hope you are also fine. My summer vacations have been over. I had a lot of enjoyment in them. I visited many hill stations like Murray and Sawat. I also played with my friends last, but not least. I did my summer vacation work also. Sami salam to all at home. Now we will end our letter. The closing is the way we end our letter politely. In Pakistan, common closings include phrases like yours sincerely or yours faithfully. Remember to use the appropriate closing based on your relationship with the recipient. The signature is where we sign our name to indicate who the letter is from. Make sure to sign your full name legibly. If it's a formal letter, you can also include your designation or position. Thanks for joining us in this educational journey. Stay curious, and we will see you in the next video.